Hello there, my name is Valerie White Williams and I'm a voice teacher and a vocal coach for Vocal Splendor Studios. Today I'm doing another reaction, and this time it's a reaction to Heart performing with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra, performing Alone live. And this is from 2016, but before we go into it, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified of all of my uploads. So let's have a listen. Ooh. Orchestra sounds great.
I hear the ticking of the clock. I'm lying here, the room's pitch dark. I wonder where you are tonight. No answer on the telephone. And the night goes by so very slow. Oh, I hope that it won't end alone.
Okay, I'm gonna stop just a minute. Oh, I'm a huge fan of Heart. I grew up with Heart. Heart is a Seattle favorite, and Heart is one of my karaoke go-tos. This song I've sung. Yeah, I don't quite have the biggest voice that Anne has, but I'm also excited to hear, because she's been singing this for decades. Orchestra sounds amazing.
Till now, I've always got by on my own. I never really cared till I met you. And now it chills me to the bone. How do I get you alive? How do I get you alive?
Interesting, because, you know, I'm wondering if it's really the original key. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure. It might be down a step, but interesting with Anne is she's sung this so many times, and she's getting this like, oh, we're gonna have that. Now the thing about alone, one of the difficult things about the song is that it's kind of got that belt, and the how and the alone are vowels that aren't really belt friendly, because we gotta have this bite. How do we get you alone? And then she has a little grit in the voice, and I don't remember having that when she had the song, you know, years ago. But yeah, it's still really super cool. It's really, I mean, she is one of the most amazing rock singers ever.
You don't know how long I have wanted to touch your lips and hold you tight. Yeah. You don't know how long I have waited, and I was gonna tell you tonight, but the secret is still my own. And my love for you is still unknown. Till now, I've always got by on my own. I never really cared until I met you. And now it chills me to the bone. How do I get you
so amazing. And I did a little checking before I came back, and of course it was the original key, but what I was confused about, because it used to be that Nancy would sing a triad higher, and so that's what, so they had those thirds going, but this was an orchestral arrangement, and it actually sounded so good. Because this was like classic 80s with synth and things, but the orchestra made it sound, I don't know, super amazing. And Anne's voice has got, I mean, she's still super strong. She's got that big voice, and she's getting a little bit of that grit. 'Cause I don't remember that back in the day when she was singing these songs, and then just the ad-libs that she could do, you know what I mean, just, and again, this is a really tough song to sing because of those vowels. Because usually when we're doing that belting, we're getting this shape of face. The face is like this. But the O vowel, so I've sung this in karaoke, and I have to turn my head and not look at the O's because the vowel is not the O. It's basically what we call vowel modification, because sometimes the vowels are not ideal at that range, because when you get into the high range, things go different, especially when we're belting. Guy versus no, she did alone. Now, Anne did study with an opera singer that I've heard rumors of whether she did or didn't. His name was David Kyle. And this was kind of known in Seattle, that David Kyle was this voice teacher, and he taught a lot of rock singers, also Jeff Tate and some other singers that came from that tradition. And I know when I first started teaching, I saw a lot of people that wanted to study with him. David Kyle, who was an old opera singer, I guess, and he charged people more if he had to put more work into them. That's what I heard. So when I was first teaching, I got a lot of the students that really wanted to study with David Kyle, the maestro, they called him. And I was the cheaper option, and I was just starting out as a voice teacher. And well, I think I'd like to say that I knew what I was doing, but I think I learned over time how to coach these rock singers. And I know I did. I had to learn how to coach how I could sing rock, because I never thought I could. But, that's what teachers do, is you find teachers that can teach you. And, again, anyone can sing rock. Anyone can sing any style. It's just a matter of learning how that style is meant to be sung. And usually a lot of singers that come out of college singing the classical sound, but doesn't always translate to that rock approach. And of course, with Anne and Nancy, they have all that great blend. I mean, any family band has awesome blend and chemistry. It just comes naturally. So if you have a family band, things are going to, people might fight sometimes, but they know how to get through things. But just the chemistry of a family band, and then the blending of a family band is really awesome. But yeah, and then the thing about Anne and Nancy is they definitely grew up in that blues base. They were very inspired by Led Zeppelin, and that was kind of took inspiration from that. And Led Zeppelin really had a lot of the blues elements, which pretty much a lot of rock, pop, R&B also come from that blues tradition. That's where it began. And the blues is a actual chord progression, but it's also this blues scale, and that blues scale informs some of the chords that we use. And I should have a video someday all about the blues, because I kind of grew up in that tradition when I went to the jazz school at Central Washington University, where we had an amazing jazz choir and a jazz band that was top rated, best on the West Coast. And we toured every year. Yeah. And it was really, I think that's what set me off in my teaching career, because I sang classical, but I also was singing in this jazz group and other jazz groups, and was playing piano and jazz bands and things like that. So I've always been open-minded about music. I started out that way, and I always wanted to learn more. But yeah, Anne is an icon, and I have friends that have met her, and I've worked with other musicians that know her, but I never got to meet her. And she's been such a big inspiration to me with her voice and her power and that just bluesy voice. I don't quite have the wit that she has. I can sing her music, but I don't have that big sound. I can pull it off, but not like her. She has this monster voice and that grit and growl and the phrasing. That's the other thing. We have that phrasing that is really powerful. That was an amazing performance, and I'm so excited. I've had this on my to-do list for probably over a year. So glad I finally did it. So if you love Alone and Heart as much as I do, make sure you subscribe and click on the bell so you get notified of all my uploads. And I also want to let you know that it is summer, so I do have some availability in my schedule to teach some voice lessons. So just send me a message. Up above in the video links, you can find a link to my website where you can contact me for lessons. And also I have 2 free passion projects on Facebook, Creative Soul Alignment, with people that are interested in creativity and spirituality, and YouTube success strategies. And that's where I'm coaching people on how to be successful on YouTube, because it's not only about making videos. I wish it was. There's so many other things you need to do to get discovered, and that's where I'm coaching people how to do it. All right, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.